Hey everybody, welcome to Chris's Daily Read Aloud. Today we are reading a West African folktale called Farmer Mybrow and the Fairies. Farmer Mybrow was one day looking about for a suitable piece of land to convert into a field. He wished to grow corn and yams. He discovered a fine spot close to a great forest that was the home of some fairies. He set to work at once to prepare the field. Having sharpened his knife, he began to cut down the bushes. No sooner had he touched one than he heard a voice say, "Who is there, cutting down the bushes?" Mybrow was much too astonished to answer. The question was repeated. This time the farmer realized that it must be one of the fairies, and so he replied, "I am Mybrow. I come to prepare the field." Fortunately for him, the fairies were in a good humor. They were in a good mood. He heard one say, "Let us all help Farmer Mybrow to cut down the bushes." The rest agreed. To Mybrow's delight, the bushes were all rapidly cut down with very little trouble on his part. He had to do very little work. He returned home exceedingly well pleased with his day's work, having resolved to keep the field a secret from even his wife. He kept the field a secret. Early in January, when it was time to burn the dry brush, he set off to his field. So, to get a field ready to plant, in some places you actually burn the plants that are already there. He set off to the field one afternoon with the means of making a fire. Hoping to have the fairies' assistance once more, he intentionally struck the trunk of a tree as he passed, so he knocked it. Immediately came the question, "Who is there, striking the stumps?" He promptly replied, "I am Mybrow, come to burn down the bush." Accordingly, the dry bushes were all burned down, and the field was left clear in less time than it takes to say burn. Next day, the same thing happened. Mybrow came to chop up the stumps for firewood and clear the field for digging. In a very short time, his firewood was piled ready and the field was bare. So it went. The field was divided into two parts, one for corn and one for yams. In all the preparations, digging, sowing, planting, the fairies gave great assistance. Still, the farmer had managed to keep the whereabouts of his field a secret from everyone. The soil was so well prepared, the crops were growing so well, were growing very well. Mybrow visited them from time to time and congratulated himself on what a splendid harvest he was going to have. One day, while corn and yams were still in the green milky state, so that means that they were still growing, they were still young, Mybrow went to his field. He picked one of the corns because it looked so tempting. And while he was doing that, he heard a voice say, "Who is there breaking the corn?" And he said, "It is I, Mybrow, picking a corn." And then he picked a yam, and they said, "Who is there picking the yams?" "It is I, Mybrow, I'm picking the yams." Out came all the fairies. "Let us all help Mybrow to pluck his corn and yams." But remember, the corn and yams weren't ready. He only picked one of each. Before long, before Mybrow could say a word, all the fairies had set to work with a good will, and the corn and yams lay useless on the ground. They were all green and unripe, and the harvest was now utterly spoiled, completely spoiled. The farmer wept bitterly, but it didn't help. He returned home slowly, not knowing what to say about such a catastrophe. He decided to keep silent about the matter. And that is the story of Mybrow and the Fairies. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and have fun, everybody. Bye.